Captain on the bridge.
All right, Caps, back here on the bridge, and tonight we are going to do something that is going to change the pace a little bit from my regular Federation lineup, because I am a bit of a feddy boy, I admit. I have done builds on Romulan ships before, the Delkina, the Scimitar, the Talisk, but one of our supporters here on Twitch said and recommended why don't I do Romulan ships. So, it's been a long while since I've been on the Valdore, so I thought it would be kind of fun to do so again. I had to take this off out of drydock and update the build, but I'm still using the basic build I used, I think, about a year ago when I brought the ship out. But we are going with the sort of Nemesis feel on this, with the dark green hull here, and using what we kind of saw there in Nemesis with the battle with the Enterprise E against the Scimitar, which is a lot of disruptors. It never fired photon torpedoes or torpedoes, but according to the Memory Alpha, it was disruptors and torpedoes. So what we'll do is we'll go over what we did with the ship: weapons, base set, consoles, trade stations, DOFs, and then take it into Elite Argala, see how it does. This, first and foremost, is just a fun build for me to use in our nightly pews, but here we go. So I think it just came with a random generated name here, the RRW Vitalis. Again, this is the Morgu Heavy Warbird Tier 6. So in the 4 weaponry here, I have 3 Advanced Fleet Disruptor Dual Heavy Cannons, all reroll to crit DM, crit damage 3. And then on this particular one, I'm using the Nausicaan Energy Torpedo Launcher. Now this torpedo still fires green torpedoes, which Romulans are kind of known for, but it has disruptor damage. So we're trying to do everything we can with this build to boost disruptor damage. But we're also using the 2-piece on this, but we'll get that when we get to the console there. Deflector is your Elite Fleet Intervention Protomatter Deflector. The Prevailing Innovated Impulse Engines. The Mycelial Harmonic Singularity Core. And Tilly's Review Pending Modified Shield. So again, nothing really too different than what I've been using in my previous builds. The aft weaponry, again, Advanced Fleet Disruptor Turrets. 3 of these. Crit DM damage 4. Again, we roll to that, just so that we can keep the cannon look. Again, looking at the scenes that we saw the ship, it was just firing disruptors. We're going to keep with that theme. It does have an experimental weapon slot. We're going with the Sultan Wave Impeller because it's not too intrusive in terms of its visuals. And it'll help us out a little bit here with some performance. Devices, we're just using our Temporal Negotiator, Subspace Field Modulator, and Red Matter Capacitor. So here are our consoles. We have the Assimilated Module. This is going to boost our crit chance, crit severity. The Ultimate Modified Swarm Processor, going to give us some critical chance plus accuracy rating. The M6 computer, I'm using this console as it's going to give us a lot of goodies. This came from the Temporal Escort, which you can buy from your shipyard. I believe it's a tier 4. But this was also known as the Poor Man's DPRM. But it still gives some really good buffs here. You can buy this for the lithium. Plus 15% bonus all damage 15 seconds, 25% cooldown reduction on tactical bridge officer abilities, and 20% fire cycle haste for all weapons 15 seconds, and even more accuracy and defense rating. So it's good. It's a really good one. Now on this character, my Romulan, I was very fortunate to get a DPRM when they were relatively cheap on the exchange. So I do have this here, and I'm glad I picked it up for this tune. But again, it's a dynamic power redistributor module. We all know the goodies that this gives, plus 90% directed energy damage. And it's a good oh crap button when it comes to your hull. I did find when I flew this before it was a little squishy, but hopefully this will be enough to save us. And now comes the Nausicaan siphon capacitor. This is a two-piece to the Nausicaan torpedo up here. So what this does, it gives us even more disruptor damage, some power transfer rate there, starship drain expertise, but the two-piece here gives it disruptor net gains 920.4 disruptor damage every 1 second for 5 seconds. And it's what affects is improve all weapon damage and energy weapon damage. So it's just some more goodies. And then we have the locator, of course, from your discovery rep, famous locator, and then just 4 vulnerability locators, disruptor damage with the crit chance. This gives us stats-wise 56.3 crit chance and a crit severity of 181.6%. Not bad. Traits, again, we're just working with what we have. We have the A Good Day to Die, Cannon Training, Unconventional Systems, Warp Theorist to just give him more power levels, because we all know the Romulans are severely underpowered when it comes to their warp singularity cores. The Boimler effect was able to grab that for this tune. Of course, the Romulan operative gives us more crit chance and crit severity. Self-modulating fire, Terran targeting systems, and operative just because why not? Give more crit chance, crit severity. I don't have a lot of traits that I do have on my normal main tune, so I'm just, again, working with what I have here. Starship traits, we do have cold-hearted because we do have Ox to Bat on this to help with the cooldowns. Emergency weapon cycle for that weapon haste. Of course, overpowered and overgunned. Minus 50% weapon cost for 10 seconds and some fire cycle haste. Supercharged weapons, so when we fire torpedo, we gain crit severity, crit chance for 20 seconds for our energy weapons. And of course, the main feature of this build, the Withering Barrage, this is going to extend our cannon scatter volley for 4 seconds. Space Rep, we have Advanced Targeting Systems, Tactical Advantage, Tireless Duality, Precision, and Magnified Firepower. Active Space Reps, we have our Anti-Time Entanglement Singularity, Biomolecular Shield Generator, Force Challenge, again I don't really use that much, but it's there. Refracting Tetryon Cascade, and Quantum Singular Manipulation. Station-wise, left, right, top to bottom, we have Jam Targeting Sensors, Scramble Sensors, Photonic Shockwave. Tactical Team, because I had nothing else to put in there. Hack Pattern Beta for its debuff. Corpse Spread 3. And Cannon Scatter Volley 3. Chemosite, Disturbing Targeting. Emergency Powder Engines. The Ox to Bat. Emergency Powder Weapons. And Tractor Beam. So I have 4 unconventional system procs here to help me out. So our doofs. We got our dupes. I only have Neil Falconer on this tune, which is going to give us increased damage to Borg. We're going into an Elite Argala, but we are going to pew-pew the Borg as we normally do here on the bridge. Now here we have 3 technicians, a deflector officer to reduce ability cooldowns after using one, and then a projectile officer to give us some crit chance while we fire projectiles. So again, we have a projectile, so that's going to help us even more. And of course, a Mercy Con to recharge evasive maneuvers when Emergency Power Engines is activated. So there it is. There's a build. A huge shout out here to the captains here with me. We have Anthony Taylor, aka Dwayne, Johnny, in the USS Titan still. And of course, Lucifer, Augmented Dictator Games. After we come back from our Agala, we are going to do some pews as we normally do. So here we go. Let's see how it does. Patrols, our favorites. Normally, I would use Picard to tell us to engage, but we're on a Romulan ship, so we're just gonna do this. We're just gonna launch. Unless we still want to feel the feels. But maybe you can just do this.
All hands. Battle stations.
I mean, it still feels kind of good, in my opinion. All right.
Tactical alert. Vessel approaching, bearing 184, Mark 7.
Just cuz. All right, let's see how she does here. Oh, we'll cloak. I have a bad habit of not cloaking. I just go in. But it'll give us some damage boosts here, so... There we go. First group. That is the first group. And you took us out of one. Well, we can use this quote.
Let's go over and ask if their boss might come out of hiding.
Boost power there. Oops, let's get Oxtabat up here. Okay, be careful. Like I said, this ship feels a lot more squishier than my other ships, so I have to move the shield facings.
Keep concentrating fire on individuals. We will not go quietly.
We're going to close that chat window. We're gonna close that chat window. Don't worry about it. All that disruptor pew goodness. This DPRM is up right now. In case I need it.
You will stand down and surrender to the Benthen Guard. Sensors are picking up small habitation in some of the asteroids, possibly consistent with Volpol's temporary hideout.
I mean, it looks the part. It definitely looks the part firing the green disruptors. Even the torpedoes look good. I like it. See, I saw the Soliton wave kind of fire, but it's not, like I said, it's not very intrusive in terms of its visuals. And this is kind of how it looked like when they're firing to search for Shinzon, the Scimitar. Just firing in any which way direction that they could to get a hit. Come around for another attack pass. Get our torps. Bam. Ooh, that photonic shockwave kept it in our 4 weapons range there. That was awesome. Let's fly through the warp core. Explosion. Because that's very Star Trek. It feels like she's performing really good. I can't say I'm disappointed. Hold it in place. Well, already on the last group. Here we go. Let's do the Romulan thing and cloak, shall we? Come out of cloak, just unload our cannons. Jeez, I think we took out the other 2 cruisers with it.
captain.
There you go.
We'll send over a pacification party. Take the
With scatter volley, we took out the other 2 crews that it came in with. That's awesome. Let's see what marks we need here. Let's go with Gamma. All right. Well, that's how she did. 1 sec, sir. Okay, let's park ourselves here. As we know, we like to take shelfies, which captains are ship selfies. We'll do that, and right there. So there's how it did. I'm quite impressed with it. I'm not the best shipbuilder, captains. I've never said I am, but I build these type of ships, use the ships that I use just for fun. Just to go through the practices of building ships, seeing how it does, has been really fun, especially posting it and sharing it on our YouTube channel. So I highly recommend this ship, but I would actually, even at this point in time, as of this recording, recommend we possibly just wait for a legendary version. I really hope they give us a legendary version of the ship. On its own, it's a great ship, don't get me wrong. With the legendary ships, we all know that those come with extra boost that's not really required. If you were just wanting to get your spacebar beyond, you had the means, you had the resources, I do recommend getting the ship, because this is one of the Romulan ships that I actually really do love visually. When I first saw this in Nemesis, I was quite impressed with it. Even though I say I'm not really all for the wing designs, this ship in itself has a really cool, sleek feature to it, and a very futuristic and forward kind of innovative change from the old ships to this. So again, I highly recommend it, captains. Please consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Help us out there, reach out more captains, and I invite everyone to come pew pew with us on Twitch Bridge here, where we pew pew nightly. So everyone's invited. Doesn't matter what build you have, what ship you have. We all come together and we enjoy the game that we love. So we'll just leave it at that, Caps. On this note,
don't let them promote you. Don't let them transfer you. Don't let them do anything that takes you off the bridge of that ship, because while you're there, you can make a difference.